And before we get into some specific questions about some of the stuff you're currently doing, for those who may not know who you are, if someone was to ask you, who is Eddie Connor? What would you tell them?
Yeah, well, I gotta first say, appreciate you, my brother, for the opportunity to share on the show. Just like your show suggests, you are the plug. So I'm
Yes, yes,
glad to be
thank you.
plugged in to Detroit Metro Plug podcast. And what an honor it is. You know, um, I live by the creed that service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy.
Okay.
And so at the core of what it is that I do in my existence and who I am, I'm all about being a servant leader.
Okay.
And beyond title, it's about function. And so really empowering people to overcome obstacles really is my claim to fame, the story behind the glory, so to speak.
Hey, good evening, and welcome to the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter. I'm Charles McKay, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, and we are here again this week. Each week, we bring you interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. So I'm excited. Welcome to episode 79. We have a very special guest, very special podcast. This is our pop up edition. We are popped up at a special location. A friend of the podcast, want to give a shout out to the owners of Chic Sweet Boutique. Chic Sweet Boutique. They are sponsoring this podcast today. Shout out to Kendra Jackson and her business. So let me read a little bit about her business, and I'm going to share some more information about her. Thanks again for her allowing us to do this special podcast. And I want to thank those who are joining us live. You're watching us live on LinkedIn, on our Detroit Metro Plug podcast page. I want to thank those who are joining us live on our Facebook page at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast, and those who are watching on our Facebook group, Detroit Metro Plug, the marketplace. So I want to thank you. I see some people who are joining us live, giving us some hearts. So thank you for that, those likes. Please, if you're just joining us, want to encourage you to like and share. Share this interview. I have a very special guest, inspirational. We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to talk about discovering your uniqueness. But before we get into that, just want to read a little bit about our sponsor for today, Sweet Simplicity Confections and Novelties. This podcast is sponsored and brought to you by Sweet Simplicity Confections and Novelties. They offer desserts, tastings, consultations, backdrops, as you can see right here, these nice backdrops, and decor. Find out how they can be of service to you. You can contact Miss Kendra Jackson at area code 586-441-2336. Again, that's 586-441-2336. Or you can email her at contact 313 cake diva at gmail.com. Again, that's contact 313 cake diva at gmail.com. So shout out to our sponsor. I'm going to share a little commercial for her, and then we're going to get right into our guest for today.
Hi, I'm Kendra Jackson, and I'm the owner of Sweet Simplicity Confections and Novelties, co-owner of Chic Sweets Boutique. Come inside my office. Let me show you around. Now, inside this space here is where I hold consultations and do my tastings. And then over in this space here, I can show my customers a typical backdrop for their event. Now, what I do and what I'm responsible for, I make home-style desserts, such as pound cakes, pies, cobblers, cookies, and I also specialize in celebration desserts, such as birthdays, bridal showers, baby showers, anniversaries, and wedding cakes. So if you would like to get in touch with me, you can reach me on all social media platforms as I am 313 Cake Diva, or you can call me at 586-441-2336. That's 586-441-2336, or you can shoot me an email and send your inquiry to contact 313cakediva at gmail.com. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, special friend of the podcast. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Our very special guest sitting to my right. And so I'm going to do a formal introduction. He's very inspirational, has done a lot. I'm going to show a quick video clip. He was recently on Fox 2 News sharing about an upcoming a conference called Access Identity. He's going to talk more about that. Also, I merged another clip from BET. He's talking about his mentoring program. I think it's Books for Boys or something like that. So I'm going to show that clip, and then we're going to get into a formal introduction, and we're going to get right into it.
All right, welcome back. He is a best-selling author and stage 4 cancer survivor. Dr. Eddie Connor has made it his mission to empower people to live out their greatest potential. He joins us this morning to talk about a special event that is coming up in August, helping people discover their unique gifts. He also has a new book. Doc, it is good to see you.
Wonderful to see you.
How are you?
Oh, wonderful. How about yourself?
It's good to have you today. Tell me what happens on August 5th. What's that all about?
Oh, August 5th it's going to be a sensational event for the city of Detroit and surrounding communities at large. It's solely focused on increasing your ideas, impact, and influence. It's called the Access Identity Conference, empowering people, especially when it comes to merging ministry in the marketplace, kingdom, and community. Just really empowering people to define who it is that they are. Right. And for so many reasons and for so many years, I didn't know who I was. I believe somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to.
All the brothers got books in here, right? Yeah. Hold up those books. Hold up those books. And like we always do at this time, say success is in my mind. Success in my mind. Come on, say it like you mean it. Say success is in my mind. Success in my mind.
47%, almost half of Detroiters are functionally illiterate. Eddie Connors is an author, teacher, motivational speaker, and founder of the Boys to Books program, which primary focus is to get young Black and Latino young men interested in reading and to put a dent into those sad statistics.
All right. So let us welcome to episode number 79. Our next guest, let me read a little bit of information about it. Our next guest is about empowering people to overcome obstacles and walk in their unique purpose. His life message, Dr. Connor, is a survivor of stage 4 cancer. He uses that journey of overcoming cancer as a spokesman for American Cancer Society. He's also a best-selling author of 15 books, which we have some displayed here. He's also has a New York Times bestseller. Also, he's been featured on ABC News, I believe. Is it ABC News? Yeah, ABC News, BET, CBS, Ebony, Fox, Jet, Lifetime TV, NBC, PBS, The Steve Harvey Show, The Tom Joyner Show, and now on Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. He is also the founder and mentor of Boys to Books and Gifted for Greatness, which empowers young males via literacy, leadership, life skills, and enrichment. He's also a recipient of the President Barack Obama Volunteer Service Award and the President Obama Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House. And so Dr. Eddie Connor is recognized as one of the top 35 millennial influencers in America. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much I can read, but let us welcome to episode 79 of the Detroit Metro Plug Podcast.
Man, what honor.
Got
really all the bells and whistles out.
Yeah. I really appreciate you and you taking your time. I know you are a busy man. And thank you for coming before our audience today. And before we get into some specific questions about some of the stuff you're currently doing, for those who may not know who you are, if someone was to ask you, who is Eddie Connor, what would you tell them?
Yeah, well, I got to first say, appreciate you, my brother, for the opportunity to share on the show. Just like your show suggests, you are the plug.
Yes,
so I'm glad
thank
to be
you.
Plugged in to Detroit Metro Plug Podcast, and what an honor it is. I live by the creed that service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy.
Okay.
And so at the core of what it is that I do in my existence and who I am, I'm all about being a servant leader.
Okay.
And beyond title, it's about function. And so really empowering people to overcome obstacles really is my claim to fame, the story behind the glory, so to speak. Because for so many times in my life, I did not necessarily know who I was,
Okay.
much less what it is that I was supposed to become. And so to be a writer, to be an author, to be a speaker, to be somebody who has overcome the challenges and give people opportunities and also the power to move their life to the next level is what it's all about for me.
Okay, I appreciate that. Wow, what an amazing journey and story. I was reading your bio, and so you were born in Jamaica.
I lived in Kingston, Jamaica. I grew
Okay.
up there for part of my life, but I was born here.
Oh, so you was
Hometown is
born
hometown.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So is your family Jamaican heritage
Yeah,
or
yeah.
okay?
My dad's side.
Oh, your dad's
Yeah,
side.
my
Okay.
dad's
So you
side.
grew up
Yeah,
here. Okay,
yeah. Grew up
Detroit.
here.
So you went
Yeah.
to DPS schools or
I did go to DPS schools, and then
okay.
I went over to Ferndale High School.
Okay.
Grades wasn't too great. My favorite two classes, school with gym and lunch. My grades are indicative of
I
that.
understand
So,
that. Yeah.
it moved around a little bit.
Okay. Okay. All right. So grew up born here in the States, but you part of your life was in Kingston, Jamaica,
Right. Yeah.
but you came back here
Mhm.
and went to schools here. Okay. I want to check. There's some comments here. Let me see who's joining us. Uh, yeah. Shout out to Clyde Parks. Thank you for joining us and being a friend of the of the show. Somebody said dope cakes. I'm hungry, so they looked at the cakes. So hopefully, our sponsor gets some orders from that. Um, so um, so you so you talked about a little bit about your school. So you wasn't really academic because you're a doctor, so you wasn't academic focused back in high school.
Oh no, not all the time.
What was the change? What changed you to what was the turning point in your life to really pursue academics and to get into the things you're doing today?
Yeah, I think a lot of times as a kid, you're trying to fit in and you want to, go along with the crowd, and sometimes that takes you on the path of being a class clown or doing some things that you shouldn't do, being a headache, being a knucklehead, causing some headaches. But a turning point for me was during my sophomore year of high school, and
Hmm.
I'm running cross country, getting ready to play basketball, and I'm having these chest pains, not really knowing what was going on. And as
Wow.
boys becoming men, especially in our community, we see pain as weakness leaving the body.
Right.
Don't
Right.
cry, don't talk about your pain at all.
Right. Right.
Crying is for girls. And I was in a vulnerable place, a vulnerable moment, didn't really want to talk about it. My mother felt as if something was going on with me, and she was right. But of course, I'm gonna mask it and hide it. Masculinity is oftentimes a mask.
Right. Right.
And long story short, I'm over my friend's house watching a football game. Can't breathe by halftime. This Christmas vacation, and his mother takes me to the hospital. My mother meets me there. I'd been having chest pains for close to 2 weeks. It literally felt like somebody would stab me in my heart.
For 2 weeks, you was dealing with that
Oh
pain.
yeah, for 2 weeks I was, lethargic in class and just was not myself. And his mother takes me to the hospital. My mom meets me there. The
Mhm.
doctor's doing a CT scan of the chest, and they initially thought it was a punctured lung.
Right.
And I felt that was going to be a misdiagnosis.
Right.
And IVs everywhere, you name it, doctors and nurses swirling around trying to see what was going on. They got to take me to surgery immediately, cut me open. They see that there's a tumor that's formed around my heart, my trachea, my esophagus. My cells are growing so fast they could see them growing with the naked eye. Cells supposed to live and
Wow.
die
Wow.
off.
Wow. Wow.
If it doesn't, it's a tumor that forms. And I felt great coming out of surgery. Doctor says, Eddie, we have a diagnosis for you. He says you have what we call NHL. I'm getting ready to run around the hospital. I thought I just hit the lottery. I'm
NHL.
thinking it's National Hockey League. I'm like,
Yeah, I never heard of what, NHL.
I'm like,
okay.
I'm about to be the youngest owner of the Detroit Red Wings. I don't know what's going on.
Right. Right. Right.
He says,
Right.
no, you have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm like, Doc, my first language is Ebonics. I'm still trying to learn English. What do you
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
Says you have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, stage 4 cancer. I'm like, I'm 15 years old. I'm just starting my life. How am I fighting for my life?
Wow.
You can't get cancer,
Now,
much less.
Was
till
there
you
anybody in your
60, 70
family
years.
family that had a history of cancer? Or?
My aunt had passed from cancer.
Oh, wow.
A cousin of mine had passed from cancer. One of my best friends
Hmm.
died of cancer at the age of 7.
Wow.
And so
wow.
chemo, radiation, 5 days a week. Lost my hair, my self-confidence, my self-esteem. My own biological father never visited me one day in the hospital. Other
Wow.
people I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me.
Mhm.
Sitting on the sideline expecting my demise. But without a praying mom, I wouldn't be here. Without
Amen,
faith
amen.
in God, Psalm 118:17 says, I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord. And so having to find the can in cancer. Cancer made me cry, but it didn't make me quit.
And this was you was 15, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so that mental discombobulation, wanted to throw my hands, throw the towel in, and just throw my hands up. Uh, Sometimes it's still, baffling to me how I still survived what people died from.
So you immediately had to go through chemo, or what was some of the treatment?
Yeah, yeah. It was so aggressive because it
Yeah.
was stage 4.
Wow.
And they had to do chemo and radiation immediately.
Immediately.
Oh yeah, immediately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was literally gasping for air. I was literally taking my last breaths.
Right.
If I had not,
What was going through your
gone into-
mind at age 15, dealing with all that? With your whole life ahead of you,
Yeah.
you're thinking of, you're athlete, you were athletic, you was in sports, you considered yourself to be healthy. What was?
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to see my next birthday.
Wow. Wow.
It was, I really was in a place of depression. You think about the physical ramifications of cancer, but the psychological aspect
Yeah.
is as bad, if not worse.
Right.
So, and then, you're dealing with the whole aspect of, you can't be around your friends. You can't be around your
Right.
clique and your crew, and identity crisis, everything. And
Yeah.
people who are your age think it's modern day leprosy. If they're around you, they think it's,
Yeah.
they're going to
Right.
catch it if
They're
it's
gonna catch it.
airborne.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
So, dealing with all of that, you
Right.
feel like, the oddball, you feel like the one who is, on the outside looking in.
Wow. Okay, so you deal with that, and so obviously you were victorious in that area.
Yeah.
What were some of the things you did to kind of keep your focus and to get you over that hump?
Uh, just, I would say, I was so sick that it was just thinking about the next day for me.
Mm-hmm.
The next minute, I wasn't really even thinking too far into the future. The late great Kobe Bryant signed a hat for me from Make a Wish Foundation.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wrote
Okay.
a little message of stay determined, keep on
Mhm.
keeping on, something to that degree. I still have the hat today. And I think that was a little bit of determination that was placed inside of my heart, my mind, and my spirit. And then the fact that nobody really believed in me. Nobody thought I was going to make it. Everybody had pretty much given up on me.
Wow.
People who are faith-filled walkers and,
Yeah.
Bible toters or just anybody. Nobody
Right.
really thought I was going to make it. And even days I doubted myself.
Mhm.
And so I had to dig within myself and have that determination to say, all right, I'm just one treatment away from total healing, with
Okay.
my waking up to my hair follicles in my hands,
Wow.
waking up to where you're seeing your own body disintegrate before your own eyes, stuff that you go through that you wouldn't even wish on your worst enemy,
Yes.
and so having to muster up that hope and that determination to say, listen, I'm going to beat what it is that I'm experiencing. My mother told me, she said, a knockdown is not a knockout unless you stay down.
Right.
You got to get back up again. Muhammad Ali said the canvas is no place for a champion. So
Right.
having to resurrect that hope and fight to the end. And thank God I was one who was able to win.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
I think you want to get some air horns for that. All right. So you deal with that, and obviously that was kind of going through that trial. Maybe there's a lot of questions, but it seemed like that gave a foundation to the work that you're doing now. How did you make that transition to turn a tragedy to something, to a triumph, to be a blessing to other people?
Yeah, I think it just came from the place of I'd already been through the worst. What's the worst that can happen? I might as well just go for my dream. I might as well do
Okay.
what it is that I'm having a passion or inspiration for. Because really, at the end of the day, everything I'm doing now, I never even saw myself doing.
Right.
I never even really had a desire to be a writer.
Okay.
It is the fact that my mother said, hey, you got to share your story.
Mm-hmm.
Your testimony is not for you, it's to bless somebody else. Somebody needs what you have.
Okay.
So that they can be empowered, and so I wrote my first book with $1 and a dream, my name in a dorm room at Eastern Michigan,
Okay.
and so all of that propelled me to say,
Now, when did you write that first book?
I was about, I think it was about 2006.
2000. So this was before they had the access to Amazon, and you self-published your book.
Yeah,
First
initially I'd self-published the book.
Okay.
I think Amazon was really in the infancy stages. Facebook was in the
Right,
infancy
right,
stages.
right,
All of it. Wasn't no Instagram, I don't think, at that time. So, it was really just pushing it word of mouth and just
Okay.
person to person. And, after you write your first book or put out your first conference or first product, anything, everybody always asking when's the next one coming.
What was your writing process? Was you just sharing what you've been through with the as a stage 4 cancer survivor, or?
Yeah, I think I read other books throughout my life, and I was, kind of looking and seeing what other people did, and I just decided just to write it from my own aspect. And the first book I wrote was Finding the Can in Cancer.
Okay,
And
find the
so
can of
sharing my
cancer.
story, sharing
Yeah,
my story,
wow.
how I beat the odds. And so I'd always been a pretty good writer. I've always been able to put words together. And so the first one is always the hardest one because,
Mhm.
it's your first time doing it. And you don't really know all the steps, tools, and processes of it. But after a while, it became, like breathing to me,
Wow.
pretty natural. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, so you as a student, so you went to Eastern Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Is it the Eagles, right?
The
All
Eagles.
right.
Yeah.
All right, shout
Fly
out to the Eagles. I'm a Wayne State, so Warriors. So
Okay. Okay.
we share
Okay.
some of the same colors, a little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah, right.
green.
That green and white. Yeah. There we go. There we go. We own it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. So what was the reception of your first book, The Can of Cancer?
A lot of people who did not know were kind of shocked.
Right.
It was really my first time of actually coming out and sharing everything that I had gone through with the whole ordeal of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Some people I went to high school with, they didn't know.
Wow, wow.
Some people who I was on the college campus with had no clue either.
Right, right, right.
So it was a refreshing aspect to share it, but it caused you to relive some of the pain too.
Right,
But
right,
it became therapeutic.
right.
It became therapeutic writing the book. It became therapeutic to share my story. It became therapeutic because I had to forgive a father who didn't show up for me
Wow.
at my lowest of the lowest.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I believe you got to sometimes forgive people who may never give you an apology.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
Forgiveness is not just for them; it's for you. You got to forgive to live.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you've written several books from that first book when you were a student at Wayne State, and you brought some
Yeah.
books at Wayne State, Eastern Michigan. So you brought some books now, and I think you have released a new book. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you mind telling our audience some of the books that you've written that you brought today, and then also you want to talk about the ones your new release.
yeah, absolutely. It's just some of the books I have out here now. These are just three of the 15 that I have. I got another one coming out in the next couple months too. But here's you'll see The Mask of Masculinity. It's all about how men can reclaim their identity, lead in love with vulnerability. It kind of touches on what I was sharing a little bit about, the boyhood to manhood aspect of don't cry. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Oftentimes, vulnerability and masculinity cannot coexist in the same space. Oftentimes, that vulnerability is seen as femininity. And so I
Wow.
really wanted to give an expose on the fears, the failures, the frustrations, the father wounds of what it is that we experience as men, and really how to break out of that emotional incarceration, psychological pain of what it is that is oftentimes generational.
Mhm.
It is Dr. Joy DeGroy who talked about the trauma that we carry in our DNA from generation to generation. So breaking that cycle, breaking that generational curse, so to speak, so that we can understand that uh, really us being a Superman, we're really more like Clark Kent. We're really not
Yeah.
Black Panther. We're really T'Challa. We're really
Right,
not
right, right.
the Hulk. We're really David Banner.
Right, right.
Beyond our caricature, it's really about our character. Superman can't fly around all day. You got to
Right.
take off the cape, or it's going to become a chokehold. You got to
Wow.
remove the mask, or you'll never be able to heal from your past.
Wow,
And
wow.
so that book has been widely received. Went #1 as well.
Okay.
Another #1 book as well. Dear Queen, Volume 2. How to Wear Your Crown, Walk in Authority and Authenticity. And the first iteration of what I wrote was specifically for the women. As
Mhm.
Malcolm X said, the most neglected, unprotected, and disrespected woman on the planet is the Black woman. And so
Wow.
I think we have to champion our sisters. And then I wanted to bring the brothers into the conversation as well, because what's a queen without a king?
Right,
And
right.
so to really empower each of us to create new levels of love, to cherish one another, and then also to recognize that real queens don't compete, they collaborate.
Okay.
They're not chasing the man, they
Wow.
focus on their purpose and plan. Real queens understand that their royalty demands loyalty. As a result, they wear their crown, they build their queendom in the kingdom of God.
Wow.
And then here's my latest #1 called Who Can Find a Faithful Man Finding faithfulness to live, lead, and love with loyalty. And I really wanted to look at the whole aspect of, I did a conversation, a men's conference some months ago, and I talked about the dichotomy between Proverbs 31, verse 10 and Proverbs chapter 20, verse 6. I posted the video. I was kind of reticent to do it, and it went viral on
Right.
Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. I
Right,
think on
right.
Instagram, it's got about 1.5 million views. And I looked at the fact that we always talk about Proverbs 31, verse 10, who can find a virtuous woman? That's
Right.
preached everywhere. That's talked
Right,
about
right,
everywhere.
right.
From every panel to every platform, from every church to every conference. But we don't
Yes.
talk about Proverbs chapter 20, verse 6, which says, who can find a faithful man? I'm more
Right.
English than math, but 20 comes before 31.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
never, I mean, I know it's there, but just
Yeah.
you bringing it out.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about the Proverbs 31.
Yeah,
Oh,
we are right. That's been so indoctrinated and embedded
Yeah.
into our minds. And really, a lot of people don't realize Proverbs 31 is a mother telling her son what to look for.
Right, right.
You know, it's not just a man just talking about what I need
Right,
to
right.
find, but it's a mother telling her son. So who can find a faithful man is really about, as I said, finding faithfulness to live, lead, and love with loyalty. And I
Mhm.
think beyond being a superman, it is about being a faithful and a restored man. That makes a difference. Can you be faithful in your community? Can you be faithful in your calling? Can you be faithful in your commitment, in your relationship to
Wow.
God? Can you be faithful as a father? If you can't do that, a spouse in the house ain't gonna make a difference.
Wow, man. All these books that you just covered,
Yeah.
I mean, it can have its own show because I mean, if you've kind of been keeping up what's going on in the internet world, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, when it comes to relationships, especially in our community, we have this whole toxic
Yeah,
masculinity issue we're dealing with. Then we have the so-called manosphere, the high
Right.
value man. Then you have the feminists, the black feminists, and
Oh,
you had
yeah.
these different. And it's kind of these books you kind of tapping into. How are some of these topics received with these so-called different camps of, the high value man and the high value woman and this different. It's almost like there's like this tension going on.
Yeah, and I don't veer away from it in the
Right.
books. I write about it. I write about the high value man in there. I write about the alpha male
Right, right.
conversation. I write about, all the times even the misogyny. I address all of it,
Right.
and even the dichotomy between the man and the woman and the whole aspect, the sphere, and the influence of relationships. So I tackle all of it, and it's been widely received very, very well. I mean, I got people who are reading books from places I've never even visited. Netherlands,
Wow,
South
wow.
Africa, England,
Right, right.
all throughout these yet to be United States of America. So I'm just glad that the content has been well received. I take my time to research, I take my time to process, I take my time to just get a pulse on what the people are wanting and what is the culture calling for.
Right, right.
And I'm just glad I've been able to put out a lot of product. I think since 2020, I've released
right,
6 or 7 books.
Yes, yes.
So I've
We
gone into a
appreciate the
different-
work and
Yeah,
adding
yeah.
to the conversation,
Yeah, yeah.
giving us knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we could talk for days about your books. So our topic was about discovering your uniqueness, discovering your uniqueness. And it's kind of tied into this event, the conference that's coming up August the 5th. And I want to give you a chance to kind of talk about a little bit of background about this conference and what people can expect and what's the whole thrust and purpose of it.
Without a doubt. The Access Identity Conference is what it is. It is the conference that makes a difference. It is going to be the conference of the year. And as you hear it clear, as you're listening to me, the question becomes, well, I should say, let me back up first. The statement becomes, somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question. How much longer will you make them wait?
Mhm.
And I think we all have a calling. I think we have a craving of something to do that really inspires people and really pushes us into the purpose with our passion. And I don't think we'll ever be fulfilled until our true calling and our purpose is revealed, and not just revealed, but is also put into a place of resilience to where we go after it. During the pandemic, they kept telling us to pivot. And it's oftentimes associated with a basketball terminology to where, you just, moving around on one leg or on one foot. And after a while, that gets a little tiring.
Right.
What's pivotal now is, what are we doing to prosper post-pandemic? we got to cover the bases when it comes to financial literacy in our community. We got to cover the base when it comes to purpose and relationships and brand identity and what it takes to actually work together as a community. We have to cover the bases on what it takes to take our faith and our resilience and our mindset to engage in the whole aspect of work-life balance, to be able to balance our money and our mentality. What's a whole lot of money and you just losing your mind, right? And so what I'm bringing in is a plethora of speakers who are going to release strategy, structure, and solutions to be able to take your vision to another dimension. And it's all about a melding. It's all about a melting pot, emerging ministry in the marketplace, connecting kingdom and community, empowering people to access their true identity. And so it's taking place Saturday, August the 5th, right here in the city of Detroit. You ain't got to go to Florida to go to a conference. You don't have to go to Atlanta. You don't have to go to California. You can go to a conference that has elegance and excellence all in one place. Saturday, August the 5th, 1400 Oakland Boulevard, which is Focus Hope Conference Center. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We've got leaders and speakers such as the actor Hill Harper. Yeah. I used his book, Letters to a Young Brother, from my mentoring program many years ago. We got Tasha Page Lockhart, who many people know of her as a gospel singer. She's been on Sunday's Best, but she's going to be Saturday's Best because it's taking place on Saturday, August the 5th. We got Dr. Sabrina Jackson, Gail Perry Mason. We have Dr. Rose Moten. We have Kenneth W. Donaldson, who's the present CEO of Black United Fund. We have Pastor Robert Bolden, Prophetess Kelly Cruz. We got so many other individuals, these leaders who are coming, who are going to speak to the whole spectrum and the whole gamut of what it is that I spoke on. This is an opportunity for you to come, to tell your coworkers, to tell your girlfriend, to tell your bae, your boo, your boyfriend, your husband, the spouse in your house, your frat brother, your sorority sister, your church member, your coworker. Bring them to the Access Identity Conference, and they can go get registered right now. accessidentity.org. We only got 23 VIP seats left. So once the seats are gone, they are gone.
23. You guys heard that. 23 VIP seats left. We have the flyer up right now.
Yes.
So give that website and where?
accessidentity.org. The revolution not only be televised, it'll be digitized. I want you to go there right now. I want you to get registered. accessidentity.org. And what I love it, the price of registration is not exorbitant. Is not so astronomically priced. It's not exorbitant, but it is expedient that you go ahead and register right now.
Okay. Is there a deadline for the registration?
Listen, we tying it up. We're about to put the bow on. We're about to tie up the ribbon and the bow on the gift within the next week and a half. So I would that you go and get registered right now. You're gonna want it to be. You're gonna.
Now, is there any special discounts, or did that pass, or
that has passed?
That's passed. Okay.
That has passed. Listen. For what it is priced, it's a discount.
Right.
Oh, what is priced right now? It's a discount because I've done my comparison and contrast.
Right.
I've looked at all the other conferences and looked at the pricing.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, $300-400 is a lot of times for these conferences, and that's on the low end.
Right. Yes, I know. Yes.
I'm not even reaching that.
Right.
And for what I'm providing, I need to be overcharging.
Right.
Ain't no doubt about it.
You said there's still 23 VIP.
23 VIP seats remaining.
Now, what's the price on the VIP?
VIP seats are $122.
That's not bad. $122.
$122.
$122.
Right. I know you got to repeat it over and over again.
You know how some of these VIP, they have different tiers. VIP 122. What do you get with the VIP?
Number one, you're gonna be able to get close seating, so you'll be in proximity with the speakers.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but everybody thinks of themselves as VIP.
Right.
But when it's time to go to a conference, you just want to be general.
Right.
No. If you see yourself as VIP, then you need to be a VIP and actually show proof that you are. So you're also getting anybody who's registered as well. You're getting a book, my new book that's coming out.
The one you talked about
not
today?
This one. I got another one coming out.
Wow.
It's called Identity. It doesn't come out till August the 8th, but the conference is August the 5th, so you'll get it 3 days prior to everybody else.
Okay.
So Identity, Keys to Discover Your Uniqueness and Unlock Your Greatness.
Wow.
I can't do a conference called Access Identity and not write a book called Identity.
Right.
So that'll be there. You get we have a light meal that's prepared as well.
Is that breakfast, lunch, or?
That's going to be lunch.
Lunch, okay.
And we've got a few other things as well that are part of it. You can also be a vendor.
Okay.
You know, like my sister here, sister from another mister. I'm sure she probably want to have her boutique on display as well.
Right.
If you got products, if you have
Right.
T-shirts, if you provide
You have to get a
services,
VIP to be a vendor, or is
you
it
don't have
different?
to. You just have to register to be a vendor.
Oh, register
Yep.
and then request to be a vendor.
Register and then fill out a form that we have
Now, is there additional
when you
fee?
go there
Fee
called
for the
vendor
vendor?
application. It is additional fee.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
You have to register first.
You do
Okay.
have to register.
How many
Yeah.
people you're expecting, general and VIP?
Well, we're expecting no less than 200.
Okay, no less than
Yeah,
200.
no less than 200. So it's roughly about the extent of what Focus Hope will hold.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
the capacity
yeah, the
is
capacity,
200.
yeah,
Okay.
roughly
All
about
right.
that. And so we're inching closer there
Okay.
real quickly. And here's the beautiful thing.
Yes.
We have people who are registered from 15 states and 5 countries.
How did they find out about it? But on your platforms, word of mouth, or
Yeah, my platform. You know, I've been at this social media thing for quite some time.
right.
I try to stay pretty visible. So I've got literally people who I'm connected to from literally all 4 corners of the world.
Right.
And so, like I said, 15 states, 5 countries, it would be an imperative prime time opportunity as you're listening to be in the room to network. Anybody that you can think of from
Right.
any genre that you can think of will be there. Nurses, doctors, we have lawyers, we have real estate agents, we have film script writers, we have pastors, we have leaders,
Okay.
we have
You
innovators. in the
convinced me. You
community.
convinced
We got
me.
creators. You want to be in there, even
Yes.
if it's simply just to network. I don't
Just
know
to
about
network.
you, but I'm coming to work the room.
Right.
You feel me?
I like that. I
So
like that.
that's what you got to do.
Yes.
Closed
yes.
mouths don't get fed on this boulevard, and we're gonna be at 1400 Oakman Boulevard.
So,
Say that much.
yes. So, folks, you guys heard it. There's limited VIP seats left. It's going to be a great conference, great speakers, chance to network. And one of the things I like about going to conference is not even just the speakers and information; it's the people in the room.
Yeah.
You never know the like-minded people that you can meet. You can meet your next business partner, or you may have a 5-minute conversation that can just pivot something in your business, give you an insight to take you to the next level.
Without a doubt.
And so,
Yeah.
just being in the room
Mm.
around like-minded people, you just never know what kind of conversations, what kind of information, not from just the speakers, but just that energy, that synergy. And so, I just want to encourage people. I know some of our cousins, and I'm not saying you, but some of our folks, they wait to the last minute. So we want to
Yeah,
encourage people
yeah.
to.
There will not be any ticket sales at the door. I'll tell you that much.
Right,
You
right.
have
So
to register at
right.
accessidentity.org. And here's the beautiful thing as well. You're rallying around a lot of people who are like-minded, as you said, and don't just come to just shout. You're gonna do that, but we're gonna shift you too. And
Okay.
it's all around the rallying cry of increasing. If you're really, really serious about saying, you know what, I really want to increase my ideas, my influence, and my impact, look no further. The
Okay.
Access Identity Conference is the one to be at.
All right. All right. That's awesome. So as we, I want to make sure we covered everything. We talked about your books, talked about the conference. I wanted to share a little bit. If you are you still doing your mentoring program?
Yeah.
And then you have the I think it's Flying Eagles Academy or something. What is it called?
Oh, yeah. The Eagles Academy.
The
is
Eagles
yep,
Academy.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. It's an online academy where we're all about empowering you to soar into success and purpose. And so
Mm-hmm.
we do that through speaker training, faith, identity, relationships, just a lot of strategies and pragmatic principles and tools to where you can make your life work and really, multiply your gifts and your talents and your resources. So people can go and register for that. I do sessions and live trainings every single
Mhm.
Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. If you miss out, if you miss one of the sessions, have no fear. We have a video portal where you can see every single session that I've ever taught. We've got over 200 hours of instruction and over 150 plus lessons on business, on relationships, on faith, on your gift, on your greatness, on taking your purpose to another dimension. So you can go and register at theeaglesacademy.com.
Eagles Academy. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. So we're going to go into how people can connect and work directly with you. I have some slide to show your social media handles. We're going to do a quick announcement. We're going to come back, and you guys will get direct information if you want to get access to his books, social media. Follow him. Get access to the academy he talked about. We're going to talk about that, but we're going to do a quick announcement. We'll be right back.
I like that access.
Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Charles with Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. If you are finding value in today's video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and comment. We would love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you can be notified when we have upcoming episodes of difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. If you're interested in being a part of our Facebook networking community, I invite you to click on the link to be a part of that community. This is a place where you can network with like minded people and a chance to share about your product or service. If you're interested in working with me directly on how you can share your story with video or with podcasting, you can email me direct at DetroitMetroPlug313@gmail.com. Thanks again, and let's get back to this interview.
Black Leaders Detroit, they knew that during the pandemic, that Black businesses were going to be left out of any type of funding that the government gave, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to figure out how they could step up and help, because again, this is their community, and they want to make sure that their community is still here when this pandemic is over with, and the only way you can do that is by offering support to your community, and so they stepped up and they did that.
I've been telling everyone I know about Black Leaders Detroit. The things that they're doing is simply amazing. And they're taking care of business for the Black business owners.
It's $1 a week donation to keep this great thing moving. $1 a week keeps it popping. Black Leaders Detroit.
All right, we're back with our guest, Dr. Eddie Connor. For those who have been joining us, we've had a great interview. Dr. Connor shared about his life, his journey, his surviving stage 4 cancer, his writing projects. I mean, we could talk this. Each book can be a separate episode. Great content providing to our community. And of course, we shared about the Access Identity Conference. I want to show that slide about the conference because I want people to be able to register. Let's see here. So there's the it's accessidentity.org, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you can register today, and the VIP is 122, and you still have 23 seats left. I don't know. It maybe went down a couple. Maybe somebody registered now. So what can people expect when they go to this conference?
Listen, it's just going to be high, massive impact. Massive impact, incredible value. You know, a lot of times you go to these conferences and you really don't have much to walk away with except a lot of rah, cheer, clap.
Right.
We're giving you strategy.
Okay.
Strategy, structures, solutions with some of the best and the brightest minds in the business of what it is that they do. For instance, a Gail Perry Mason and Mr. Kenneth W. Donaldson, who are all about financial literacy. Economic impact is what it's all about. We talk about civil rights, and we need that, but we also need silver rights.
Yes.
And so being able to solidify really our financial freedom and our gain of what it is, then we got mental health, which is so needed and necessary. Managing your money and your mentality, work-life balance, making your purpose work, making your relationships work, how to do that. What does it look like? What is the blueprint? Bring your notepad, bring your pen.
Yes.
You know, bring your high fives and your cheers, but you're going to be so busy and so inundated and so captivated by the speakers that I brought. And it's all on strategy. It's all on structure. This is nothing that's just going to be something fly by night and something that I just concocted. I had a whim and a dream. No. This is a straight up vision that I'm giving provision to.
Yes.
And people that are just going to be blessed. They're going to be empowered. They're going to take their life to another level. I'm explaining it, but you're going to have to experience it.
Okay. All right. I plan to
You're going to wish
you
had if you weren't there. I really, it's good. I can't even offer an apology if you're not. You're going to wish you had have been there, and forget wishing.
Right.
Go start registering right now.
Right.
Accessidentity.org. Get in the
All
building.
right. Register now. All right. So I want to get into so you talked about your books, the conference and everything and the stuff you're doing. So people are going to watch this, they want to know how can they access the books? What's the best way? I have your website information, I believe. Let's see. What's the best way people can purchase some of your books?
Well, if you want if you want a signed copy from me, go straight to eddieconnor.com, EDDIECONNOR.com. So go to that website if you want a signed copy from me, and all my books are available there.
Okay.
And then you can also go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Audible. I've got on Amazon the
So you're on
hard
Audible
copy.
too? 'Cause I do a lot of Audible.
Yep.
Okay.
Got the Audible books as well, hard copies, the ebook. Then of course, like I said, the Audible, so you can get the the audio book so that you can download that, listen to it as well, put on your playlists, so on and so forth. And then you see on your screen there how you can connect with me: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Yeah, you everywhere.
YouTube. Try to be everywhere, all in one place at the same time.
Right. All right. So, but we want to really support you. So, is it better for us to get the books directly for your website as opposed to Amazon? Because I know that there's a different
right. Yeah.
cut on that.
Without a doubt. Yeah, directly from me. Direct to consumer. So
direct to consumer, and that's at EddieConnorJr.book.com, or what is it?
No, EddieConnor.com.
EddieConnor.com. You get access to the books. So we want to be. So what's the best way we can be of support to what you're doing?
Listen, the best way is to go and register for the conference.
Register for the conference.
Register for the conference is everything that I've done. I've spoken at everybody else's conferences. TD Jake's conference, so on and so forth. And it's always out of state. I'm bringing something in state. It's in house. Everything that I've always done is not part and parcel no more. It's all in one. I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be empowering. You register. You get one of my new books that's not even out yet. It's going to be a must read.
That book's for everybody or for the VIP?
For everybody. Everybody who registers. That's everybody who registers.
You don't get books when you go to conferences.
You sure don't.
Part of the conference fee. You got it. That's an additional cost.
You sure don't. Right.
That's a good value, man.
So it's a steal of a deal.
It's a steal, yeah.
Like Master P said, I'm giving you the hookup.
You're giving us the hookup. You sure? Yeah.
So this is what it is.
Before we wrap up, any announcements or any projects or anything you want to share with our audience, words of wisdom, or anything that you're working on? I know the conference is the big thing, but I'm not sure if anything is.
I'm trying to work on some rest because I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. But I don't see that it's not in the near future right now.
Okay.
But listen, if you want to bring me out to speak, I'd love to come out and speak. I've been I just came from Baltimore. I've probably spoken about 10 times the last 5 or 6 days. But this is what I love to do. This is who I am. Invite me to your church, your conference, your community center, your college, your school, your next event. I'm going to empower you on another level, on another plane, on another sphere. Reach out to me. My amazing publicist as well, Kelly, you can reach out to her. Just send an email.
Yes.
info@eddieconnor.com. Come on, put some respect on my name. EDDIECONNOR.com. So that's info@eddieconnor.com, or just hit me up on any of the social sites. Send me a DM, whatever the case may be, and I would be glad to come and empower you at any of your events or your church or conference.
All right. Awesome. One last question. I'm asking for, this is a personal question for me, because you've written so many books, and I'm looking to write my first book.
Yeah.
Do you offer advice or a class or mentorship or mastermind or something on writing books or how to publish books? Do you offer that as a service, or have you ever thought about? I don't even know if you ever thought about it.
Yeah,
because you're pushing out books like
Yeah, I have thought about it, and you and so many other people have been asking for something, so I am going to do something to where, whether it's a mastermind or whether it's a digital download, something of that nature, to where you have a play-by-play of kind of getting into the mind of what I do, so that you can maximize your potential and your gift. 80% of people want to write a book.
Right. Exactly.
It's a lot of times we just don't know how to navigate the rough terrain and the waters. And so
yes,
I'm going to be doing that very, very soon. So you mentioned it. I was thinking about it the other day. So for you to say it, not even know what I was thinking.
Right.
Shows I got to do it ASAP.
Yes.
Got to do it ASAP. So it's coming. Stick and stay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for those who've joining us. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for those who've joined us live, Facebook, LinkedIn. You also will have the replay on our YouTube channel. Will be coming within a day or so. We're in our description. We'll have the links to the conference, all the information to how to connect with Dr. Eddie Connor. We'll also have information about our sponsor. So if you want to order those cakes or birthday cakes and stuff like that. So thanks again. So that concludes this episode. Want to thank you again.
Thank you, Brother Charles.
Appreciate
Charles in charge. You the
Yes,
plug.
yes,
You the
yes.
plug.
I'm just trying to be of service and help our community. We're about
Yes, sir.
celebrating the positive contributions here in the city of Detroit, giving you your flowers, and also bringing on guests to share inspirational stories to inspire others. So I'm about positivity, making positive connections, and just trying to be a blessing to our community.
And we give you your flowers back as well.
Yes, I
a
appreciate
big
that.
bouquet for you, brother.
All
So
right.
continue to keep empowering us and using your voice and your platform. Appreciate
All right.
you.
Thank you. And just as we close, we'll be next week. I have a pre-recorded interview because of the holiday coming up. So hopefully everybody have a safe 4th of July holiday. And also just a shameless plug. I've launched the summer book club for the Biz Life Summer Book Club. We're going through Lisa House book, Candy Girl Mentality. So we met in June, and so it'll be July 13th will be our second meeting. We'll be going to section 2 of that book, and basically our purpose of our book club is to bring like-minded people together to learn from the wisdom and life experience of people who respected authors in the area of business and personal development, and also to connect with like-minded people to be an encouragement. And so we'll be meeting Thursday, July the 13th at the Crown Plaza building on Greenfield and near the Popeyes Chicken. So we're doing our summer book club. So you'll get information about that. Thanks again for those who joined us and the comments here. We got yep. So we got thank you, Clyde Parks, for viewing and all the comments that you've given and supporting our show. All right, so that wraps it up. See you guys next week. Have a good holiday.